Hi, my name is Bethany Gray. I am an assistant professor here at Iowa State in the English department. I teach in the Applied Linguistics and Technology program. I am actually an Iowa native. I did my undergraduate work here at Iowa State. It double majored in English and linguistics. And then I also continued on here at Iowa State for my master's degree, where I got a master's in teaching English as a second language and applied linguistics. After I finished my master's, I went to Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff, Arizona for my PhD, where I specialized in corpus linguistics and register variation. Currently I'm working on several research projects. One of the things that I do is I look at grammatical variation across what we call registers of language use, so different situations in which we use language. And recently I've been focusing on academic writing and looking at how different disciplines use language in different ways, and how the grammar and vocabulary of academic texts across disciplines is similar or different depending on the type of research that's being reported on. And so I actually use a methodology called corpus linguistics, meaning that I rely on large bodies or collections of authentic text, and then I use computer programs to help process all of that linguistic data to find patterns in the grammar and the vocabulary of that language, and then connect that to the various functions that we carry out when we use language. I think probably my favorite part of the job is the opportunity to integrate research interests with teaching, so that even as we teach master's and PhD students, we can involve them in the research process. Many of them are interested in similar topics and bring a lot of exciting developments. They do a lot to extend the research that I'm doing and that others are doing in my field. And even at the undergraduate level, we have a linguistics program here where many students are interested in analyzing language and the structure and functions of that language. And so the integration of both research and teaching is one of the strengths of my job. Well, I think I became a professor because from a very young age, I knew I loved language and figuring out how language is a system and how language works. And so when I started in my master's program and I discovered corpus linguistics as a methodology, I knew that was the way that I wanted to approach finding these systematic patterns in language. And so I wanted to integrate both that the desire to find out how we use language and patterns of language use with helping others to kind of share that love and to also develop that desire to figure out how language works. I think the fact that language is ever changing and ever evolving means that there's always a need to continue learning about language. And a lot of times in courses, students bring up aspects of language that I wouldn't have thought of before. And so interacting with students is a way of, in itself, of advancing the field and thinking of new directions to take research and to take our thinking about language, so that we appreciate language not just as an object of study, but as really an integral part of our daily lives. I teach several courses here, including English grammar and discourse analysis and sociolinguistics. And what we do in all of those courses is look at language and describe the systematic patterns. And what those three courses have in common is that we look at kind of the very minute details of language and try to explain how speakers and writers make the choices that they make and why they do so. And so helping us to make sense of, helping students make sense of the language choices that they make or that they see others making is really something that they can take away from the courses.